My God, that thing is loud. I mean, I guess to some extent, like, all DVD drives are loud. And I guess more so if it's an external DVD drive. I mean, I have other computers with disk drives, but this is so much more convenient because none of the other computers are hooked up, and I would have to fish them out of the closet and turn them on. And to be fair, some of the other computers are much louder than this. Hello everyone, and welcome to Tuesday. So you remember how recently I've talked about I was almost out of space, and then like something would happen and it'd be okay, and I'd move stuff around, but then I would be almost out of space again, and then it would keep happening. Well, that day is basically here. Not too long ago I reported, I was like, no, this is it. I got like a week. But then I started working on the China vlogs, and I had all that space become the vlogs, and I get rid of the raw, and you know, I was making a little more space. But you can't do that forever. Eventually you're gonna run out of room, and basically have. So I'm starting from the beginning so I don't lose my place, more or less. I've got a ton of externals, big externals, like 8 terabyte externals, and I'm going to be putting all of the data that we have ever made onto these externals. Well, not everything, I guess, because we'll run out of room again. We'll run out of externals. But I'm starting at the beginning. I'm starting with the DVDs that I burned 10 years ago of the earliest vlogs. They've been sitting in a DVD case, and it's time to get all of that somewhere else, because having it exist on DVD is not great. Disc rot is real, and I don't know how long we actually have, but 10 years is already a fairly long time, and it's safer if it exists in a second place, because a lot of this data doesn't. Like, it exists on one disc and that's it. So today, in addition to the many other things I need to accomplish, I'm getting started copying data off of the disc onto an external hard drive. And we'll see how far I get. 2009 is where I'm starting, because it's where the vlog started. 2009 is really short. Then we'll move on to 2010, which is a full year of vlogs, and then 2011, which introduces Stephen Plays, which is an entire other can of worms, and that's where we're going to start using up a ton of data. But the good thing about the early vlogs is that they were shot with a toaster, and that makes the file sizes pretty small compared to these days. It's so interesting because on this DVD, it's a full-size DVD, and there's 4.5 gigabytes of data, and that was like 21 vlog days. And these days, one vlog is that size. Like, that's how much ballooning there has been in file size. An LP episode, a vlog, these typical things are bigger than 20 plus vlogs from the early years. Because, stuff got better. I have worked all day on this, and it turns out it takes a while to pull the data off of the disks. You don't think about that. You really don't, because you're like, it's like, 4.5 gigs. That should take like 2 seconds, right? And like, it should, if you're moving things from SSD to SSD. But when you factor in physical optical media, man, it's slow. It's quite slow. It takes several minutes in order to copy that data. And the other problem is that I'm in the middle of working on other stuff. I spent the day more or less working on vlogs. I had other things I wanted to do, and I really didn't get a chance to work on them. I got stuff done because I was able to do vlogs while I worked on this, but I couldn't record anything because you can't continually like swap stuff out, obviously. And then the other thing is that thing's loud as heck. I thought it was loud earlier when I got that first clip, but sometimes it's louder than others. I don't really understand why. Like, I don't understand conceptually how the disk burning process works. I just know you can put data on the disk, but sometimes the disk drive is much louder than others. Like, sometimes when it goes to read the data, it's loud, but not super loud, and then other times it sounds like a plane is landing on my desk. So I'm not sure what is the deciding factor there, but whatever. I'm just glad that I can pull this stuff off. And my internal goal was to get through 2010, and I got there. That was, I had to do basically the first 402, 400 something vlogs, and I got those done. I got those copied over. And, you know, it's going to be rough because I need to keep working through this. So this week will be data week, I guess. I'm going to have to do it. And I have other things that have to get done, but like this has had to have been done for months and it hasn't gotten done. And it's like, well, guess what, Steven, you're doing it now. So that's the goal. I'm gonna be very vigilant and continue to work on this every day. And I know I have other things to do. I'm just gonna have to make the time because I can't put it off anymore. And honestly, it brings me joy. I know I'm talking about this as if it's a pain, and it is definitely objectively a pain. But like, it brings me joy to know that 10 years later, I am saving all of this stuff. Like, I've shown this on the vlog before, but it's been a while. But like, do you see all of these discs? These are vlog days, and this is the history. This is what we got. And I understand that this stuff is on YouTube, but you have to understand YouTube can go poof at any time. And the idea that the last 10 years of my life would just be gone when I've devoted, I mean, basically my career to archiving history to some extent, like, that's sickening. And that's why it's important to have this stuff saved locally. That's why I've done this. You know, it's nice to finally have it in a different spot. And it's nice, especially to have it finally on a hard drive, because it's just never existed on a hard drive. It's also much more easy to access, much faster than a very slow disk drive. So this has been a long time coming, and finally it's going to get done. And I'm going to work very hard at it this week. I'm going to be tempted to stop when I have enough space to get other things done and put it off again. And I'm going to have to be very hard on myself to make sure that I push through and do all of it, because it needs done, darn it. This is the week. This is, well, it's probably going to be this week and next week also. It's going to take a long time to do this. Like, I have one of these. I have one of these for vlogs. That's this. I have another one that's for Let's Plays. And those only go for like a few years. Then there's multiple other years, and those are elsewhere. And that's when things will get a little iffy, because I'm not sure where everything is, actually. It's on hard drives, probably in another computer. And I'm sure I have the data, I just have to find it. But the discs are what I'm concerned with. I want to try and get through the discs as quickly as possible, and then I don't have to think about the discs anymore. And that'll be great. It's just, I'm glad I'm doing it. Is it the pain? Absolutely. Am I glad I'm doing it? Yes. And after it's done, I'm going to feel a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, one that I've been carrying around for, at this point, years. And that'll be nice. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?